What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Sunday. That means this is At Weeks in the spoiler field. Look back at this week in comics, news, movies, shows, all that. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're going to get into all that right after this. Joined as always by my ring-slinging companion from the next sector over, Paul Cook. How are you?
Good. It's Sunday? Sure.
It's Sunday.
Okay.
I was told that it's Sunday before I started this stream.
Okay, good.
That's
Sunday. A good thing. It is Sunday, yes, all day.
It is Sunday. So if you're watching this now, we're on the rewind. Be sure to hang out for a while. I'll be showing off the Legion loot, which Paul reminded me when we were recording the DC Deep Dive. So I have that. We'll show that off, and we'll do the giveaway next week. So that means there'll probably be some extra stuff in there, probably some free comic book day stuff, swag.
And word of caution, if you're watching this on the rewind, it may not be Sunday.
It will not be Sunday because this is Sunday. For that inside joke Easter egg, tune into the DC Comics Deep Dive tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Sector 2815. Every week we post a video on his channel kind of touching on the big current event affair storyline going on at DC Comics, which right now is House of Brainiac, which is important. If you're not reading it, check out that video series. It'll keep you up to date, let you know what's going on those few issues of the Superman stuff that's leading into Absolute Power, the first truly full-size DC blockbuster summer event we've had for like 4 years now, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dark Crisis wasn't small, but it wasn't this either, though. I guess
and if you need to figure out all of that, just slide through everything on this channel and you'll see a video that'll tell you all about it. Or you can go over to my channel and you can go over and you can slide through and you can read everything about, issue by issue.
Deep Dive is on that channel where we've been covering DC events since Dark Crisis. It started with Dark Crisis, right?
That was our first one, yep.
Dark Crisis, Lazarus Planet, Beast World, Night Terrors,
Gotham War.
Like we've done it all the big crossover events and their spectacle events. Covered them all, every single issue. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a great way to do it. Definitely a great way to keep up. If you don't want to financially invest, we're taking that one for the team. In some situations, at least.
Right.
They all can't be winners, folks.
Mm-hmm.
But diving into it, let's see. What do I got here? I got stuff to click on here, don't I? Reminder, this weekend was C2E2, which is a big comic convention somewhere
in Chicago.
That's what the C stands for.
The first C, yes.
There's two C's.
C2E2.
C2E2.
Chicago Entertainment and Comic Convention, I believe, or entertainment, something like that. There's two T's and two E's in the whole title, and that's why it's C2E2.
I'm sticking with C2E2. It's in Chip Gettler's neck of the woods, Chicago. So you always know there's always really cool exclusives and fun stuff that comes out of comic conventions. And if you're a fan of really cool comics, check out Big Time Collectibles at their website. Follow them on social media. I saw where they're Foil, Middleton, and Batgirl. They have a couple of issues left, and they just posted them on their website. So whatever didn't sell at the convention will be going on the shop's website. So be sure to check it out. They had some really cool stuff.
The Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, C2E2.
Chicago Comic Entertainment Expo. I like that. It's not a convention. It's an exposition.
Mm-hmm. That's like a highbrow convention, an exposition.
Yeah, I imagine Josh Gates searching through there trying to find a key comic at his exhibition. He's like the real life Indiana Jones. That guy's awesome. I love me some Josh Gates. Expedition Unknown. If you need anything clean or pressed, be sure to hit up Justin's Comics over on Instagram. You can find the link to Justin in the description of all my videos. Let him know you found him through the channel. And as always, a huge shout out to ABX Comics and Games. Super important. ABX Comics and Games will be throwing down. When I say throwing down, I mean they're absolutely throwing down. They have big plans this year for Free Comic Book Day. They have big plans every year. They're like the end-all, be-all local comic shop. They're huge in the community. They set up like an actual like mini-con kind of thing in the store. They have tons of local talent and everything. And this year, they're having Irene, I'm going to butcher her last name, and I apologize. Irene Strachilski. She's worked on Deadpool, Silk. She has her own comic called Fiendish out right now. They'll be spotlighting, I believe, issue 2.5 for her own book, which she has artist Michael Rushbrook doing the interiors for. Michael Rushbrook who is an Augusta local, said they will both be at the store signing Phoenix books. So you can definitely check that out. I think that's pretty cool. Get some folks up in the shop. There'll also be other local talent like Specs Thompson will be there, who's the writer of Legacy of the View. You can find that wherever you find comic books kind of things. Like you can find it on social media and follow it from there. Also, Lee Newman, who's a local comic creator for a self-published title called Sassone, he just won an award. I shared it on my thing. I'm not too familiar with the award. It's called the Hero Something Award, and I feel bad for not looking back and checking. But I believe he'll be there as well. So there's legit comic creators that are going to be there of different calibers and stuff. There's also crafters and all kinds of fun stuff. It's a huge to-do here in Augusta. It's a huge to-do. But yeah, you come meet actual professional comic creator Irene S.
There you go.
S is short for her last name.
There you go.
There you go. Speaking of meet some people, let's meet some people in the chat. Lastrucious, what is going on? House of L Comics, what's up? What's up? DJ Links has got them cakes, it looks like. Them birthday cakes. DJ Cakes. Happy late birthday to Miss Madeline, Mrs. Links. Happy birthday to her. Kyle's birthday is Tuesday. What is going on, Loki Dragonborn, with a $1.99 super sticker? I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Hope you're having a good night. And for that, you get some Godzilla.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, it's still the coldest entrance I've seen in a show or movie in a while. That was insane. What is going on? Tate Prime is in the building. What's up? What's up? Canadian Survivalists, how are you doing tonight? 16-month member milestone. Sweet 16, baby. Appreciate you, Tate. What is going on, Joe? Hope you're having a good evening. Johnny Boy, what is up, homie? I'm just here to say hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, Johnny. Hope you can make it Heroes Con again this year, my man. We're looking forward to that. And while I'm mentioning Heroes Con, don't forget that this year at Heroes Con, myself, Rob's Fat Sacks of Comics, DJ Links will be setting up for Comics Curing Cancer. That's the big annual charity event that we organize. It's an official campaign of the American Cancer Society, and we'll be set up at a table with some can't miss stuff. I'll just leave it at that for right now. We'll be at booth 1769. Heyo. That's Father's Day weekend, June 14th through 16th. You don't want to miss out. Also, you can hit that QR code or just follow Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram to stay up to date on everything. And yeah, you won't want to miss that. Did I miss something? Understarred comment.
Do you see something in the comments? It says live, and next to live it says starred. There's 3 comments.
Starred. Yeah, that's a dude. I didn't even know that star thing was there. Martin joined on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know that feature was there, Paul. Look at you.
I'll be over here if you need me.
Yeah, it looks like StreamYard did an update. They have this star and super chat thing tab in there now. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, big shout out again to Martin. He joined the Legion this past Friday, I think it was. It was Friday or Tuesday. It was one of the two. It might have been Tuesday. It was one of the two, though. Big shout out to him. So let's get back to this. Heroes Con, Comics Curing Cancer. Don't want to miss it. I think there's a couple of these prints left, just a couple. If you missed out on your Austin LeMay exclusive art print, these are limited to only 50. You can pick them up at djlinks.bigcartel.com. If any moderators want to drop that in the chat, that'd be great. Or if any moderator would just like to go straight over to that website and buy them out, that'd be awesome as well. Whatever works for you works for me. You can always, again, just follow Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram to stay up to date of that and find your way to any of the information via the link in the bio. It has everything built into it already. Makes it easy for you that way. We're really trying to kick cancer in the nards this year. And after last year, doing over $50,000, the only way that we really can see to do more and reach more is making it more than just that weekend. That's the big finale. That's the big event. But having little appearances at shows where we can and coming up with creative ways to do stuff throughout the year, because it is a year-long campaign. You can go donate as early as January. It doesn't end technically till the end of the year. So, yeah, I know everybody really comes together like butt cheeks to make it amazing. I'm excited to see what this year does. What is going on, Trev, the shipping guru? How are you doing tonight? Johnny Boy, I'm saving my money for June to meet Ray Park and get him to sign some Darth Maul books. Dude, that's awesome. I'd love to meet Ray Park. Toad from the X-Men. The most memorable role ever. Where are you meeting him at, Johnny? What is going on, Kenny B? Hope you're doing good tonight. What's up? What's up? What is going on? I'm going to butcher names. Equisha, Paul,
I would say Ikisha.
Ikisha. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, appreciate it. We must have reached the end of the week to be at week's end, which officially makes it the end of the week. Much love, pimps and legends. ABX, ABX, ABX. Appreciate that, Durs. I found out today. I was today years old when I learned that Durs is a juggalo. Durs is a juggalo.
Really?
No, he's a juggalo. Here's a long ride for me now, bro, but I'm going to try. Hey, I believe in you. You might not have faith in fate, but my man Fate has faith in you. 8-hour drive for me, but I'll be there. Heck yeah, Durs. Heck yeah. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. 6 hours for me. Durs, pick him up on the way. Well, there we go. Problem solved. What is going on, Paul? How are you doing tonight? Hello to everyone. Paul, a.k.a. ABX. There it is. Hashtag cock slam cancer. An oldie but a goodie. I've been trying to get that on T-shirts, right? Something about the optics, I was told. But that's still the unofficial working hashtag because nobody has come up with a better one since I came up with that one the first year. So until somebody does, that's what it is. We know it right here. I think the print sold out. Just check the site. Don't see them. I appreciate that, Durs. Thank you so much. What is going on, Space Case Cards? We got another super chat, $5 from the main homie, Papa Willie. Huge shout out to Papa Willie, who just passed 1,000 subscribers right here on YouTube. Give Papa a big round of applause. We appreciate you, Papa. Let's see what kind of video we got. Here we go. Absolutely love it. It was such a great finale. That finale was amazing. Hadn't ran this in a while. Birmingham, Alabama, bro. Y'all should come. Ooh, too far. I would love to meet Ray Parks, but the lineup for HeroesCon this year is amazing. Amazing. It's only missing one person I can think of. That's you, Paul. That's you. Money for life, my dude. Yes. Yes. Slam. Yeah. It's good stuff right there. So getting into it, there are actually three. Is it three? 3 shows?
3
shows. We have 3 shows worth talking about, one of which is a new episode for X-Men 97, but there's 2 brand new shows that started this week, and we'll start with those. First off, a brand new show that is actually connected to the Sandman universe, from what I understand, right? Paul's going to have to fill us all in. I have not started Dead Boy Detective. To be honest with you, I'm probably not going to watch it. I would like to, but it just doesn't get me racing there. I'm just so unfamiliar with the property. So hopefully Paul can get me filled in and where I don't have to. I'll just keep up with it vicariously through Paul.
Right. So it is Dead Boys Detectives. They were created by Neil Gaiman in the Sandman story. It basically are 2 people, 2 young men. One died in World War I, or that time frame, not as part of World War I. Another one died, I believe, in the early '80s in London. They're both British, and they have partnered together. They run this detective agency that helps to deals with demonic possession and supernatural things, and they actually escaped from hell. They're supposed to be in hell, but they have escaped from hell. And if the death from the Sandman show and from the Sandman universe is after them, she actually shows up in their office in the first episode to pick up someone that they have helped from their demonic possession. She comes and Death comes and takes them away to their afterlife, but they can't be there because if Death sees that they're there, she will basically take them away as well.
Is this Death portrayed in the same way by the same actor?
It is the same actress from the Sandman show. Yes.
And I was about to finish that show. I think I have 3 episodes left. Plus, they did a bonus episode.
They did a bonus episode. Yes, correct. They team up with this person, a live person, who is a medium, an actual medium. That's not her size. She's an actual medium. And so together, they have actually moved to Washington. At first, to to solve a mystery, to find a girl in the first episode that they're searching for. But then one of the two detective boys is basically trapped by the king of cats, and he puts a spell on him so that he cannot leave. And so they're stuck there. I've only gone through the first two episodes, but it's really good if you like supernatural things like that. It actually has done really well on Rotten Tomatoes. If that's something that you're interested in, a guy had like an 89% from
Yeah, it
the
was the
critics,
third highest
and like
rated DC show to date.
and like a 93, from viewers. So it has done really well on. Uh, I had zero interest in the show. Now it's negative. It's like, oh well. So I do.
It's
I
not
guess I
for
don't do. I
everybody.
don't do a very good job of talking it up. I guess, but I really like it. The two episodes I watched so far, I really enjoyed. I may go back and watch them again. Actually, just kind of. But yeah, if you like the Sandman, and I loved the Sandman show was incredible. I think you would really like this one as well. And
I
it's
might switch over, and I've got a lot of grooming to do tomorrow. I might switch over and just ride out the rest of Sandman tomorrow and try to get caught up. Are they releasing Dead Boy Detectives all as one binge style, or a couple episodes and episodically?
they there is a story that runs through the entire that is running through the entire it's 8 episodes, that basically has to do with cats, and then there's a witch that they meet in the first episode as well, that they basically take the girl that was missing. This witch had the girl. They save the girl. The witch is now trying to get revenge on them, and then there are basically the people in the afterlife who now know that where these two people are, so they're looking for them, the two dead boy detectives. So there are stories that run throughout, but each individual episode also has its own story within it as well.
How many did they drop the whole season, or are they doing it an
Nope,
episode a
whole
week?
season's out there.
Is this Netflix? I assume if
It
it's
is Netflix,
okay,
yes. Yep.
with their classic drop it binge style.
Mhm.
Listening while I pack. Where are you going?
Hmm.
Pack slabs. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're only down to 2 or 3 slabs left for sale. Not appreciate the nudge there, Pops. Appreciate the nudge. For those who don't know, Pops Attic held a slab sale, which is that's where I post up stuff. I had to clear out some extra slabs, trying to raise up some funds for heroes, which for the wife, and whose birthday is Tuesday.
Right.
But 11 slabs went up, and we're down to 3. There's a
Wow,
John Jones
nice.
crossover slab. There's a first appearance of Punchline, and there is a first Abyss Miko Suwai on Batman 118. All 3 in 9.8s, and all 3 cheaper than you will find them anywhere at all. That's the thing with Pop's Attic. It's guaranteed to be the cheapest price you can find, unless you have a source that we're unaware of, because we check everything and then undercut them all. Because it's fee-free payment, so why doesn't make sense? Doesn't make sense to charge the same thing as you find in other places that charge fees. Sandman was pretty cool, but the spooky detective thing just holds no interest for me. Dead
Well,
Hardy Boys just isn't my thing. Yeah, he likes his Hardy Boys with a pulse. I get that.
there
I
you
get
go.
that. And that's
Not
my
every
thing. It's just, nothing about it just like sparks my mind. Like, dude, I got to check that out. But I'm sure it's one of those things that, like, if I got there, sat down and watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
not every show is for everyone. That's why we're all different.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of something that did spark my attention, and I probably would have definitely checked it out on my own. I don't think I would have done it as soon, but there's a brand new television show out on Paramount Plus, Knuckles. That's the red dude from the Sonic franchise, the red hedgehog from the Sonic franchise. He first appeared in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So this is taking the
Idris Elba,
film.
right?
What is it?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, and he returned to voice and everything. So it's the same people from the movies that are involved in the show are in the show as well. Sonic is in it, Tails is in it right off the bat. Then it kind of focuses in on Knuckles. I watched the first 3 episodes with the kids, like climbed up in Finn's bunk bed, and we all like posted up in the bunk bed and watched the first 3 episodes before it was time to run around outside. But I gotta tell you, it's ridiculously good fun. It's definitely more kid oriented, like more slapsticky with the jokes and stuff, and even the acting seems like it's a little more like whimsical than the movies are. But it was legitimately fun, and I was actually like laughing out loud. I was LOLing like not just going, huh, but actually laughing. There's a couple scenes that just get you. It's cool seeing some of the tech and them using like I guess like hairs off these hedgehogs to try to use them as energy sources to make weapons and stuff. And the action in it's good. When I tell you it's funny, like it's like Home Alone funny, like some of the like the traps and stuff like that in those first 3 episodes. And I don't know, Knuckles is so damn serious no matter what's going on around him. And it's kind of like that Thor humor, how Thor's supposed to be funny. Like, Thor in this situation doesn't meld well, so he stands out. Knuckles in a lot of situations is like that as well. Yeah, Knuckles was awesome. It definitely was. Haven't watched the Sonic movies, but the show looks fun. Idris is a must watch. Yeah, you definitely don't have to watch the movies to watch this because they backstory it in the opening of the TV show in a couple of lines of dialogue. Yeah, they literally do a recap. So yeah, you're fine. I haven't watched the second one like sit down from start to finish. I've seen pieces of it 1,000 times because the kids watching it, but I was perfectly fine. Definitely worth checking out if you just want some mindless fun. And if you have kids, you definitely should show it to them. It's fun when you can find kid stuff that's enjoyable as an adult. And this was on that list for me. Yep. You seen any of the Sonic movies?
I saw the first one. I did not see the second one.
Yeah, I love that first one. It was really good. I don't know why I haven't watched the second one like that yet. I think the first one was a lockdown movie, wasn't it?
I believe so. I remember the first one was like they totally redid Sonic because when they first showed Sonic, like the first films of him, it was people were like, that doesn't look very good. So they totally redid him.
Oh yeah, the fan outcry from the design.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, we hear you. We'll fix it. We're sorry."
Mm.
The good thing they did, they completely saved that film. It performed
Mm.
well. It got a sequel. Now it has its own television show. Keanu Reeves is cast to be in the next one. Even there's a
Really?
after credit stinger in part 2 that teases the next villain, and I think his name's Shadow. He's like an all black hedgehog that carries like pew pews and stuff.
Mm.
And Keanu Reeves has been cast to do the voice of that character. Which
Wow.
there we go. Ugly Sonic rules. Yeah, so I'm definitely interested. It's ones that the kids love, so I'll definitely be taking them to see it for sure. What else was another kids one that I was looking forward to? Oh yeah, Transformers. We talked about that. That Transformers
Mhm.
One looks awesome.
Right.
Yeah, the haters can hate on that one. I don't care.
Craven got delayed.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, a couple of weird things happening with movies aren't released. Craven got delayed all the way to December, didn't it?
Right. Yep.
When was it slated for?
October, I believe.
No, so it wasn't a big delay. I wonder if they're just trying not to counter program successful movies.
Could be. Somebody mentioned in one of the chats that it's going to go up against the re-release of Lord of the Rings.
They should be fine. I don't think re-releases really help or
No.
hinder anything. Like the people that are coming back out to watch, then it's the extended cuts too.
Yeah.
The extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings and the Fathom event re-release, those aren't the kind of people that go see new movies very often. That's not the same crowd.
Right.
Just finished the second Geiger card. Well, you have my address, Ruby. You have my address. I don't know if you saw that first one that he did. Have you posted it yet, Ruben?
I saw it. It was nice.
Yeah, the first
It
one
was
was
incredible.
amazing. Yeah. Oh, is this it? Is this it? No, that's a Moon Knight card. The Moon Knight one looks really good too. Dang. I don't think he's posted it yet. I guess tomorrow's the day. Make sure y'all follow Ruby G here, White Tiger Cool Comic Collected on Instagram. Phenomenal artist. He has like card art. Really, really good stuff. I have some up here. That's the Namen card. Stickers. They're buried right now. I don't want to knock over this whole pile of stuff. Nope. Not handy. Had them handy last time. Not this time. Can't win every time. I'll post it tomorrow.
There you go.
Transforming Megatron is out and it's sick. Oh, very true. The toys. I don't even know what line that is that makes these things, but they had that Optimus Prime that they released that you just talk to it and it stands up, transforms, and it has motion and stuff. They did it with Grimlock. Now they did it with Megatron. It's even bigger than the Optimus one. It's insane. I can't even imagine
You
how
would think
much
it would
it
be
costs.
Hasbro because Hasbro is the one that owns
Yeah,
Transformers,
but I
right?
think they might license out. Like I
Yeah.
like my Transformers figures
Yeah.
back here. They're like they have Hasbro on them, but it's YOLO Park out of
Okay.
Japan that makes
Okay.
these model figures. So I assume that they have to be in some kind of partnership with another one. But there's like I think they said something crazy like 20 something or 120 something computer chips in it to make it be able to do all the stuff and things that it does. I cannot
Wow.
even imagine how expensive it must be. The other movie I noticed, with all the hype and excitement going on with our background here, Deadpool and Wolverine had their full trailer release since the last time we were here, the second trailer. I
Hmm.
saw today where it's officially undergoing reshoots all the way through May. I think it said all the way through May, which reshoots this late in the game is, I don't want to say it's necessarily a bad thing because I know like Disney has like this method of just like winging it with
Hmm.
movies. So reshoots is kind of like built into their method. We just kind of we all show up on set and start making a movie. We'll tell you what to do when you get here, kind of thing. So
Hmm.
that kind of format is going to require reshoots, but I wouldn't expect massive reshoots with something that like Ryan Reynolds is like this
Right.
specifically. I don't expect this to be a standard like MCU like production behind this with the director coming in and Ryan being there, and even hell, even with you there, I feel like there's already a massive vision going in. So I expect that they're kind of uh small reshoots, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on late reshoots for that one?
Um, I mean, reshoots can be done for many different reasons. I mean, maybe there's something that they want to try to. Maybe they figure that they're going to be able to tie it to something else as well, so they're going to try to do something like that. To your point, I think a lot of actually what happens in Ryan Reynolds movies, especially in the Deadpool movies, are ad libbed anyway. So he just does things that come to his mind as as he's acting. So and it can also be, reshoots can happen because when they go back and they look at it, well, you know what, the lighting wasn't right or something like that, so they have to go back and do it again. But
Yeah, I hope this
um,
isn't a Kevin Feige move, and I
yeah,
don't mean to lay the blame or the credit on him solely, but I hope this isn't like and someone over their head saying, "Man, the reaction to this is great. It's huge. We're gonna need it to shift toward this project for us." Like, I
right,
hope they're not going to use it to try to springboard something they got going on. I hope at the end, I hope an after credits for this movie, for example, is only referring back to this movie like the other two have.
right,
Like I mean, no no shade to the MCU. That's not my intention with that comment, but I just really hope this stays self-contained. I hope like
yeah,
the MCU being a part of it is really more of like an actual cameo in a sense. Like they're Deadpool's gracing y'all with his presence. Like you're welcome for the money. He's got to go
right.
now.
I mean, the trailer that they just released, I mean, it is an Easter egg, you know, extravaganza, like everywhere.
Extravaganza to say the least. What
Yeah,
were some of the ones that stood out to you? And to be honest with you, this is man, this has got to be just getting started, right?
right. I mean, there was Toad. I mean, there were a whole bunch of villains that were standing in the rubble of the 20th Century Fox logo. I can't remember them all, but one of the things that I actually saw on Instagram was when they show a fight between Wolverine and Deadpool. It is beat by beat the first fight that Peter Parker had against um, uh, Thompson in the first
Joe
Spider-Man movie.
Manganiello.
Yeah,
Yeah, that little block duck thing. I
yeah,
saw that. And there's some cool things in there. Like one, let's see, I got this right here. The Ant Man head I thought was
yeah.
great.
The
That was
Ant-Man
right
head.
out of
Yep.
Old Man Logan. It looks like we're going to be visiting the Old Man Logan world at least for some time. You have like that Mad Max style car in
Hmm.
some of the shots. These people wearing like post-apocalyptic style outfits. We see Toad in this shot, Pyro, Azazel from X-Men First Class, Lady Deathstrike from X2, Callisto
Hmm.
from X3, and standing in front of the car, it even looks like the Russian character from Punisher, though not played by Kevin Nash, with
Hmm.
a classic red and white striped shirt that the big
Right.
Russian dude has. We get our first shot at Professor X's sister, Cassandra Nova,
Hmm.
whose base of operations is inside this dead giant man's head. We see what looks like Doctor Strange portals in it, which,
Hmm.
of
Right.
course, yeah, the Chosen Ones podcast, the homie Coco Unlimited and his brother do a great podcast over there. But Coco Unlimited posted, he goes, "What if they're pulling like one of the classic edit the trailer differently than the movie moments, you know? And instead of being a Doctor Strange portal, like in the movie, it's like an America Chavez portal. It's the star one. And like that would be cool to get a call back to her because she's just been kind of they forgot she's there. Like it's been years now. We haven't used America Chavez. They're worried about getting these new characters over with the audience, and they don't do anything but put them out there and forget they did it.
Right.
What is going on? Still only 35 cents. What is up? Great episode of Only Slabs this weekend with Rob and the Comic Bet. That was a good time. The fact that the theme is Marvel Jesus, I'm thinking they will attempt to put the Deadpool rub on other upcoming projects. Yeah, I'm afraid so too. But there's been nothing other than saying that this is the final Deadpool, but it's hard to say that with like if this is successful, they'll want nothing more than this guy to be their Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
In good form, if so. I mean, but it could get convoluted knowing that they want to bring in the X-Men, and they've done a terrible job of bringing in the X-Men. All they've done is watered down and aggravated people, like with Kamala Khan being the first mutant in the MCU and Beast and Binary at the end of the Marvels. And there was another X-Men thing. Oh yeah, Professor X, and just kill him like an idiot. And like they've done bad with the X-Men. Arguably, Disney's already done worse with the X-Men than Fox ever did.
They haven't done much better with the Fantastic Four.
Just one. It was to Esfon 82 because he is a completionist. And I think DJ Link's got one because it's a spitting image of his daughter. Like the jacket and everything, she has that same jacket. Yeah, the Doctor Strange toys, you can still go to Ollie's and pick them up for a couple dollars. Like the Astral Projection Doctor Strange comes to mind. The American Chavez is always there. All of the Eternals toys are always there. That was a dark time for the MCU. Just nothing. Yeah, they really have to have that back end to really make it worth it. The box office doesn't do the trick every time.
Right.
It's a whole machine that they have planned out, and if it doesn't get churning, it just doesn't work out for them. Where do you think Taylor Swift fits into all of this, Paul? You gotta have a theory. I know you do. You're a Swiftie.
Yeah, I don't really think she's in the movie, to be honest with you.
Nothing.
No.
All right, a couple of the working rumors that are out there. At least the top three is one: Taylor Swift is Dazzler in some kind of cameo. That's the number one that's been floating around. Number two is Taylor Swift is Lady Deadpool. Like you get the Lady Deadpool in there, which is everything but confirmed at this point from the rumors and Rob doing little hints and stuff. And then the last one that I heard is that Taylor Swift has a part where she's playing herself, like they're hopping around. One setting that they're at is at least in proximity to a Taylor Swift concert where she'll be there as herself, like playing a song maybe or something.
I mean, I guess if she's going to be there, I don't see her playing Dazzler because I don't see her being a character that they want to use. I mean, if she is Dazzler, people are going to demand that she's in another movie, probably. And she just doesn't have the time to be in a movie. I'm sorry.
That's kind of the John Krasinski effect, right? Everybody wanted John Krasinski for Fantastic Four, and Marvel just didn't have Fantastic Four slated. So they did the fan casting for Doctor Strange, and then everyone's like, yo, that was dope. They're like, yeah, psych, Pedro Pascal. And everyone's like, yeah, he's a good actor.
I mean, if she's Dazzler, people are going to want her in another movie, and she's not going to do another movie, I don't think, because she doesn't have the time to devote to another movie. She's too busy doing her Areas tour. So if she's going to be
new album too, right?
If she's going to be in it, it's going to be quick, and that's going to be it, I think.
In my opinion, if they get her in it, they're geniuses. And then when I say them, I mean Ryan, because that's obviously how Taylor gets in this movie. Is Ryan Reynolds' wife Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are good friends in real life and have been for many years. That's where all these rumors stem from, is their friendship, and Taylor and Ryan and Blake and Hugh all being present together at a football game.
Right.
Which, I mean, that is sus. Like, I get the Ryan and Blake and Taylor thing, but y'all brought Hugh. That's a little sus. If they can get Taylor Swift in there, at this point, I think the job's already done, whether she's in it or not.
Oh
Swifties are
yeah.
going to flock to the theater opening day because if she's there, they have to be the first to know. They don't want to be told by someone else. They need to see for themselves. And dude, if it gets people to the theater, like I'm excited because man, I want theaters to do good. I want them to make some money and have a healthy year. It's been rough on them the last few years. If we got to put Taylor Swift in as much as we can for like the next 2-3 years, let's do it. Whatever it takes to keep these things alive.
Oh yeah. I think this movie could be as big as Avengers Endgame. I think.
You think it can?
Yeah.
How much did that one make?
Is shitload an actual number?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Yep.
Okay, you made me knock my microphone over. Shitload is not an actual number, but it has to be
Okay.
close to it. Avengers Endgame box office. I'm so curious.
It made worldwide made 2.7 billion.
Yeah, 2.79, almost 2.8.
Yeah, almost 2.8 billion. Yeah. 858 million domestic.
Makes me wonder if you yeah, there it is. Yeah, Deadpool 3 is undoubtedly going to be a huge hit. I've been like in my mind, I see this doing like 800 at the box office, in the 800 range. Like I don't think movies got like that easy bill anymore, like to hit $1 billion. I know that's like the gold check mark for movies, and there was a lot of them happening for a little while, and they've raised prices and everything. And I know people go and they're excited. Like Oppenheimer did like 800, Barbie did over $1 billion. But that like Barbie was like a phenomenon. What was the last Marvel movie to do $1 billion? Was it Spider-Man?
Probably. See, and that's why I think this is. I mean, this is the first movie in a long time where I think people actually want to go to the movies. They want to see it in the theater just to see who's in it. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. They're pulling out all the gimmicks, which is very
Right.
appropriate for a Deadpool property, Rob Liefeld character. Man, I hope it does good. I picture it like hitting the 800, 900. I think there's a lot of jaded people out there that don't want to go to a movie, don't want to support Disney, don't like they just the crowd that just wants to hate kind of thing.
Mhm.
And there's like the counterculture stuff. The counterculture stuff is huge,
Oh yeah.
absolutely huge. Like you have two extremes, and one of them is loud and doesn't really do much other than just be loud, and the other one is not as loud, but actually does a lot when they talk. Like for example, the Nerdrotic channel. If Nerdrotic goes and sees this and doesn't give it a stamp of approval, like you can guarantee, believe it or not, countless people will not see this movie, like just based on his recommendation, or they'll see it when they see it, kind of thing. Like he has over 1 million. Like it's a strong subscriber base and viewer base, and they value his opinion. They don't necessarily let him decide for them, but they value his opinion.
Yeah, but I think even the haters are going to want to go see it because they're going to want to go see it so they can actually pick out parts to hate and talk about.
Well, that's what RMAT sites are for, unfortunately. And there's
Yeah.
also that it hurts the box office so bad. Even people that are excited, think of the number of people that genuinely want to watch this, that will willingly choose for their first viewing experience to be on their cell phone or on a laptop. That just blows my mind.
Right. And if Taylor Swift is in it, Swifties will go see it more than once.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. God. I just pictured all those clips from her concert where you can't even hear her singing
Mm-hmm.
because the Swifties are singing loud next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even hear the concert. That's how Deadpool 3 is going to be.
I mean, it is interesting that her concert is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, stars are really aligning for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it. Dogpool made the clip as well. There is a Rob Liefeld Easter egg in there. One of the buildings in the background was named after Liefeld. Wolverine gets down to numerous comic accurate suits. We've seen them in the yellow with the long sleeve. We've seen them in the yellow with the short sleeves. We've seen from the marketing stuff with the cups specifically for. I think those were legit, weren't they? They weren't fan made. The movie cups, because you get to see the movie merch and toys and stuff really come out in advance, and a lot of times spoil stuff. I need to start checking the toy sources I have to see what the toy line looks like. We did get the toy spoilers already for Captain America: Brave New World with Sam Wilson Captain America, which that's way farther out than this is. But I guess that wasn't originally way farther out. But McDonald's has a line of toys that show off our lady villain. I forget her name already.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she's bald. I remember that. I can't think of her name now.
Is she?
I think so.
That's unfortunate. Happens to the best of them.
I was just gonna say that happens to the best of us.
It's when you think of the Theo Vaughn clip. He's like, he was talking about a product. He's like, and people lose hair sometimes. Will Smith's husband, he lost his hair talking about Jada. But here's the McDonald's toys I was able to find where I saved it in there. Her name is, now these are in Espanol,
right?
But it's Casavel, which translated to like rattlesnake or something like that.
Yep.
She's a girl with the red, but we have Falcon there. It looks like the actor character who was introduced in Falcon in the Winter Soldier, who was like the legacy Falcon character. So we're going to be getting Falcon version 2 in this. It looks like whoever Ruth is, number 2 there. Then you get 2 versions of Sam Wilson, wings in and wings out. And they confirmed Red Hulk with these toys, as well as what looks like Red Wing, but he's designed up with the red, white, blue, and silver. I'm still excited for this one. I've been excited to see Sam Wilson do his thing. Like I think Anthony Mackie is just one of those actors that's ridiculously enjoyable on screen, no matter what he's doing, unless he's trying to get a loan. That was still ridiculous. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. Save the world. Can't give me a loan. Can't do it. I work for the government. Can't give me a loan. I work for S.H.I.E.L.D. No, not credible. Can't give me a loan. None of that made sense. Did the Swifties just become our ally? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like they outnumber us. There's no choice, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, my oldest is a Swiftie. I definitely, nothing against them. But yeah, I got nothing else news-wise tonight. A lot to unpack with that. Oh, Superman and Lois final season has officially stopped filming. That means they're going to the post-production stuff, and we'll be getting the final season to Superman and Lois season 4 later this year. When are they shooting for, Paul?
Probably the fall.
The fall, which is a great time of the year. One of my favorite times of the year, especially being here in the South. The fall is what a lot of y'all would call summer, but we enjoy it.
10 episodes.
That's bad writing. Anthony Mackie is a good actor. Yes, exactly. It was terrible writing. That was terrible writing. But so much of the rest of the show I absolutely loved. I love the U.S. agent stuff. I love the Baron Zemo stuff. Anthony Mackie is just ridiculously awesome. When he showed up at the end, when he comes flying in with the proper comic accurate suit on, and the way he does that like little spin with the wings and he like that's amazing. Like some of the choreography associated with that super suit is just, it just twists my brain. Like I don't know. Some things do like excites, like Dead Boy Detectives. It is not, but for me, like this does it. It was cool. The soapbox speech at the end made me throw up in my mouth. I'm like, dude, did you just tell these people that the terrorists that blew up that building full of men, women, and children were not the bad guys? They're just misunderstood. Get out of here. Whoever wrote that show needs to be fired. And they killed George St. Pierre. That was
yes.
You just throw away Batroc, you bring him back just to throw him away. That fight scene at the opening of Civil War with him and Steve, what are you without the shield? And he just looks at it, puts it down. Let's go. And I love the Captain Steve Rogers suit, the dark blue with the star with the wings coming off of it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so yeah.
New episode of Star Trek Discovery dropped this week too.
Is that that's the one that Aggressively Relaxing posted about, I think, with the Donnie, right?
The Donnie.
I think he posted about this ship called the Donnie, which is like an old school OG ship from something.
Oh, it's the It's the ISS Enterprise, which for those of you who are Star Trek fans, is the Enterprise from the Mirror Universe. Um, we finally find out what happens to the ISS Enterprise. Um, it actually ends up in our universe, but in the far-flung future where the crew of Discovery is. So a lot of it takes place actually on that ship. So kind of fun to see it again. And if you're a hello, yeah, there you go. The one on the left there is the ISS Enterprise. The one on the right is Discovery. So, um,
Yeah, he calls
uh,
it the ISS Enterprise. Donnie was such a cool surprise, and he explained it to me. I asked him about it. He said it's like some nickname that it got from something with the Star Trek Online stuff that he does.
oh, okay,
Because aggressive relaxing is huge in the
right,
Star Trek Online universe. He's like
right.
a fleet admiral commander of an armada.
Yep,
He's something. He's high up there,
he
but
is. He is. He definitely is.
he's like all the way in it. But yeah, he was super excited about that. He even shared it. Look cool. That's another thing that I vastly regret not diving into early on. I was so late to the Paramount Plus game, but like between HBO Max and Paramount, I don't think I really get on any other streaming services at this point, unless I get on Netflix for stand up. I absolutely love stand up comedy. I go to sleep to listen to it a lot of times. That's probably what's wrong with me. And then I've got the Disney stuff. God, I don't. The kids don't really ride on it much anymore. They're kind of on Paramount these days. I mean, kids wane and flow with their stuff, but
Hmm.
with the Disney stuff, if right now, really, if an episode of X-Men 97 slaps, I go check it out. And this week's episode was okay. I know, like some people were really like, "Yo, this is it." And then I'm like, "All right, I'll go check it out. I won't wait." Now watching this was really the follow up to episode 5, the whole Genosha episode where the Tri-Sentinel attacks and there's the big massacre on Genosha. Episode 6 does not follow up on that. This one does. So you get to see Rogue's anger reaction. Captain America makes a cameo. It's really just touching base and checking in with everybody and seeing how they're feeling and reacting. What do we do? Is the world government's going to step in and help us? What's the next step that we take from here? And we get a reveal of somebody alive and a reveal of a big villain as well. Which are you watching this show like actively? Or are you just behind on it? Or are you trying to
I'm
keep
just
up?
behind on it. But there is a whole bunch of. I mean, in May there's going to be the ending, the final episode for X-Men '97. There's going to be an X-Men '97 special as well. I think about the making of. Um, there's the final episodes of the Bad Batch for Star Wars. There's the Tales of the Jedi that's coming
That's
out.
the new one, right? The animated shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And then they also dropped, I think it was this week, a teaser on a Jim Henson documentary that they're doing in
Oh
May.
yeah, I should dude. That looks so good. Just watching
Hmm.
that like made me like, oh man, I'm in my feels.
Hmm.
What a perfectionist.
Yep.
That looked really good. Their Stanley documentary, I would tell you to avoid at all costs, but this, on the other hand, maybe it's good. Maybe it's
Hmm.
good. Yeah, that Stanley documentary, I can't even get through. I'm like, y'all lying on this man's legacy right now.
Tales of the Empire, Joseph says. So,
Yeah, yeah,
what did I say?
that's
Tales
the
of the Jedi? I probably said Tales of the Jedi, right?
yeah. Tales of the Empire. Like
Yep.
I'm kind of excited for that one because the Ahsoka show I really enjoyed, and I saw that what was that witch lady's name? Witch
Oh,
lady.
yeah,
She's in
which one?
this. She's got some episodes in this. Witch lady does. Man, I forget her name. She died, so I guess it's not important to be memorable. But then again, so do a lot of people. Man, I forget her name. But she was the bad guy. She
Hmm.
wasn't Thrawn. I remember Thrawn. I'm excited. I don't want to say excited. I'm interested. I'm interested to see. And I like that they're shorts. Get in, get
Yeah,
out. Reminds me of the Jindy Tarkovsky Clone Wars shorts. Those animated
yeah.
ones. God, holy shit! Oh, dude, those are so good.
Hmm.
Those were amazing. That Mace Windu one. Whew.
That was the original Clone Wars shorts
Yeah,
back before they did the Clone Wars computer.
yeah, they were insane. Yeah, those are good stuff. Well, you want to touch on some comics?
Sure.
This was a pretty full size week. I have one Marvel book, but there was a lot of independents that dropped this week. Go ahead and kick us off, Paul. What's something you enjoyed this week? What would you recommend?
I'm gonna go. Okay, I will go independent then. If you're gonna, um, called Spectrograph.
So I tried to find that on digital and did not see it on digital when you mentioned it to me.
This is James Tynan and Christian Ward. Um, so it's by Distillery, or everyone to say it. This is basically um, kind of like an image type imprint. I got Scott Snyder, Francisco Francavilla. It's got Ram V's doing some stuff. James Tynan the fourth,
There it is.
Christian Ward. It's got a whole bunch of different.
There
Um,
it is.
Morgan
Morgan.
Elsbeth was her name. So, but this is they do all of them. All of their titles too are in these magazine size um, things as well. So
I
this is
love
good.
those
It
speech
yeah.
formats.
It's especially for the art because the art really pops on these. But it basically is about this woman who um, is a realtor, but also apparently is a really bad mother because she needs to bring her baby to her next showing, um, but unfortunately, she forgets to bring the baby. So the baby is left at home. But she has to go to this showing because suppose it is like her last chance to like make some commission, and it's a really big commission because the house is really big. And so there's these really shady people who are part of the people that she's showing the house to. There's really weird things going on in the house. There's something in the center. She goes to the center of the house with only one person. There's like a group of like 8 people that show up, but only one person goes into the house, and it's not even the actual buyer; it's someone who's representing the buyer. And then some weird things happen in the center of the house, and there are portals that are opened, and it's a whole bunch of things. And so at the very end, we basically say that the master is coming. So
Was it a one shot?
no, 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 no. The last words are call the master, let him know it has begun.
So is this like some like kind of Hellraiser feel to it or what?
It's really kind of different. It almost, I mean, there are. Um, there's some really weird type of things that happen in the portals and
Holy crap,
everything.
that's awesome.
You know, there are some people that whose innards seem to be coming out. Where is that? Maybe I don't actually have that. Oh yeah, there's.
Dude, Christian Ward is phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. So um, I'm sure you can probably still find it on most of the shelves because, like I said, it just came out this past week. So
And
um,
people are afraid of those magazine size, man. It just blows my mind. Some of the best books come out in that format. That's why they put them in that format so you can really get appreciation for what they're making.
right.
But for me, I'm going to go right off the top of the stack here. Detective Comics issue 1084 by Rom V. We're getting toward the end of the what was it called? Like the Nocturus
Yep.
something. This
Gotham
main
Nocturne.
Gotham Nocturne, and this is the Elegy of Sand finale that we're working on, which is Bromby's final story arc on Detective Comics. Now that Batman has freed his mind of the poisonous Azimir potion that the Orgum family or the original Arkhams have poisoned him with, he's returned to Gotham. He's returned to a Gotham that he doesn't recognize, a Gotham that does not remember him, a Gotham free of crime, but because they've brainwashed society, kidnapped people, like just imprisoned people, killed people, whatever it took to clean up the city. And he's coming back with a vengeance and making his mark known. That's pretty much this issue is him just kind of getting a footing and having some talks with Gordon and stuff and seeing what it is. Like, am I needed? Like kind of just really realigning his mind now that he's back in the city. And the first thing he does, he decides not to come in quiet. He just blows up a giant bat symbol on the side of the Orgham's building. He's like, honey, I'm home. And that's where it
Mhm.
left us. So I'm excited to see the grand finale to this epic gothic saga that Rom V has done inside of the pages of Detective Comics. It's been, I don't want to call it a slow burn. It's a long saga, is what it's been. There's
Mhm.
been very bombastic parts, very deep, meaningful parts, very philosophical parts. It's had it all, and it's been well balanced, and the art has paired well through all of it. And I really have high hopes to see how he rides this out. I'm really interested to see where he goes from here as well. We touched on it last week with Ron V dropping off this at the timing of some other things DC's doing, like with Scott Snyder coming in for Absolute DC and their All
Mhm.
In initiative. Maybe we'll see Ron V over there next. Who knows?
Right. And at the very end of this particular episode, it seems as though maybe the Joker may be the next one to show up.
Yeah, yeah. That was the way that the book ended with Catwoman, kind of like, man, I can't believe I'm going to do this. She goes and she gets the Joker, which
Right.
is
So I
always a
mean, Rambi throughout this, besides the Orgrims, he's had Ra's al Ghul has been part of this. He's had Clayface. He's had the
Mr.
Penguin.
Freeze,
He's had Mr. Freeze. He's had Two
Two
Face,
Face.
Catwoman. You name it. He basically has brought in at different. They've come into the story and then kind of then gone back out. But he's kind of brought in almost a huge swath of the Batman Rogues Gallery.
Grundy.
So
Grundy was a big
Grundy.
player.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, now that you think about it, he's gone through the entire Rogues eloquently, subtly,
Right.
meaningfully, and he saved the Joker for last.
Right.
And then whenever you pull a card like this with a Joker, it always reminds me of Infinite Crisis when Alexander Luthor thought he got away scot free, and he gets bamboozled in the alley, and they tell him you made one crucial mistake. You didn't let him play, and they walk off, and the Joker just walks up smiling
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
puts the fire gun to his face, and boom! I'm like, holy crap! It doesn't even dawn on you that the Joker hasn't been in this because how big it was, and to leave like someone like he was offended. He was
Right.
offended. He didn't get to
And this
play.
is, like you said, this is Gotham Nocturne. This is Act 3, which is Crescendo, Part 1, which in music, crescendo is, okay, that's when everything really, meets exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to say the Joker for that, right?
It's really well structured.
Yeah.
Really well structured. I do want to say I don't buy reprints often, but when I do, they're good ones. I got Showcase number 22 this week
Oh, it's a
because
very,
I don't own this book. And I still don't own this book, but I own the reprint.
there you go.
Yeah, really cool book. Maybe one day the first appearance Hal Jordan that I ordered from McFarlane will actually ship. It's had a label created for weeks. When it does, this will look good in a picture with it. Did yours ship yet?
No, but I bought mine on the secondary market, so I
You're
wouldn't get
waiting
anything
on
from
one
McFarlane.
person to ship
I'm
the
waiting
next.
exactly.
Yours will probably still beat mine. For those that don't know, my local post office, the Georgia post office, was actually in front of the Senate a couple of weeks ago because of their problematic slowness and stuff. And in a nutshell, to sum it all up, we'll work on it. I'm not even joking.
That
Not
would
even
look
joking.
that would look great on a T-shirt. We'll work on it. U.S. Post Office. We'll work on it. That could be their new slogan.
Rain, sleet, or snow? Nah, we'll work
We'll
on
work on it. Yeah.
it. What's another one you got? Oh, Green Arrow. Yes, sir. Great issue. I got that one. Yeah. Joshua Williamson and a slew of artists.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Um, Phil Hester, if you like the art from the Phil Hester days, he's back again. Um, Basically, is still he is still fighting the um, the mask, basically the mask from
Yeah, the defense system
Sanctuary.
inside the Justice League outpost.
Right.
Where we last saw Green Arrow, he was tasked by Amanda Waller to go break into this Justice League outpost because that's where the Sanctuary mask is. This mask holds all the saved conversations with the heroes during their therapy sessions. Go back to Heroes in Crisis for more details on that. Amanda Waller wants it for the secrets that this mask has against these heroes. She also told Oliver that's where he'll be able to find Roy. Roy's trapped inside there, fighting an endless defense system from the outpost. It sends hard light defense measures. And where we last saw Ollie and Roy side by side, face down by the Justice League of America coming at them as a security measure inside of the compound. They cool fight in the beginning. The rest of the Arrow family get in on the action. It comes to a quick, abrupt halt so that we can get some backstory on Malcolm Merlyn, longtime Green Arrow villain. We go back and they reiterate some of his origin stuff. They also touch on why he was messing with Ollie through the multiverse and this bone he has to pick with him and his connection to Amanda Waller, just to kind of bring them together into this story.
Yes, and we end with Malcolm Merlyn again using the mask and the sanctuary tech, whatever, to basically have his entire family multiple iterations of his entire family basically ordered to go and kill him.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Mm,
It looks really cool. All the different eras and stuff of
right.
all the different characters. I love like little pictures like that. Do you remember
Mm,
those 0 hour covers? They did one for both Superman and Batman. You had the one with Superman surrounded by all the Batman, and
mhm,
then vice versa. Man, that cover when I was a kid, I'm like, dude, this is amazing. You have like the Batman with the tall ears over there, and then you got the Frank Miller Batman over there. It's just
mhm,
those things are super cool. But it was a good issue. It's really also kind of dipping its toes in the absolute power is coming. You know, you're getting to see Malcolm Merlin involvement with Amanda Waller, and also the fact that Amanda Waller has this hard on for capes. But Ollie doesn't have a cape. Ollie doesn't have
right.
superpowers. So is Ollie going to be in different standing with Amanda Waller moving forward? Is he on her hit list, or is he somebody that she wants to have? What do you think, Paul?
I think she definitely wants him on her side, um, but I don't think he'll really go for that.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those keep your enemies close kind of things.
Right.
You think he'll be there just to see what he could disrupt. Like it's a cat and mouse game with them two. We'll see. I like the fact that Green Arrow is getting so much play these days. We're up to 11 issues on what started out as a 6 issue series, but extended only by positive sales figures, which that's good to see. It's the only title out of the Dawn of DC initiative that got that extension. So big number of Green Arrow fans out there, man.
Hmm.
That TV show, that whole Arrowverse really created a fandom. Like, say what you want, I certainly do, but that Arrowverse has its strengths to it.
Speaking of this, has nothing to do with, but you just made me think of it when you said TV show. Um, if anybody ever buys anything from the Warner Archives, you can buy them actually on Amazon. Um, but a while back, they put out the 1991 Flash TV show on DVD. Warner Archives is going to release it on Blu-ray in June.
I want to need that. I
Yeah,
got the DVD.
I do too. But
I hope it's not just a one disc thing, man. I hope they do something nice for it.
I would think they would. I mean, there's 22 episodes. So they would have to be more than
Yeah, I
one
just
disc.
hope it's not just like like one single clamshell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like something with some bells and whistles. Put some
Hmm.
art cards in it, some fold out stuff. I miss the golden age of DVD, man.
Yeah. But
They're
yeah, if
collect
you're interested, I mean, to get it in a better, in basically high def will be
That's a huge
key though.
upscale. Yeah,
Yeah.
special effects in it hold up to today.
Hmm.
A lot of them do, at least not all of them. Well, keeping on the train with the DC stuff, especially the stuff tying into absolute power, I do got to ask: did you bite the bullet and read Flash this week? But did you read it?
No.
I know you don't like to. This is one of those unfortunate issues that's not that bad that makes you sad that other issues are so bad. So the Speed Force has gone crazy, man. It's going crazy. It's acting weird. That's what the whole point of this run is. If you didn't know, don't worry, you're not lost. Like there's no way of keeping up with this. Wally's missing. We know he's at like this garden in the center of these Speed Force frequencies and stuff. So the Flash family's looking for help, looking for Wally. They're talking to Barry. He's running around trying to deal with all these weird occurrences that are happening everywhere, literally everywhere. In one place, you have like, what are those things called? The pictures of stars in the skies. Constellations are like coming down. Another place, fire starting everywhere. So he's kind of just running around, putting out fires, real ones and metaphorical ones all across the globe, while this is showcasing the different Flash family characters. The important part of this is that Amanda Waller shows up at Terrifitech with like warrants. Like we're allowed to take all this stuff. Like you're running experiments on stuff you're not supposed to be touching, not supposed to be doing without reporting them. We're taking it all. So you get to see Amanda Waller making a play for allies, superhero allies. Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, one of the smartest men on the planet. She's coming for his stuff. She doesn't want him to have access to his stuff. And she was successful, able to take it. They couldn't stop her. So we're seeing all these chess pieces moving ahead of time. We're seeing her going for Sanctuary. We see her taking Terrifitech and all these things happening. All House of Brainiacs happening. We saw in Teen Titans where she's building androids with Dr. Tio Morrow. And Like it's all coming together and it's all happening right now. And so yeah, it's pretty dope. Okay, I guess that's why Wally is getting replaced in Titans. Yeah, they made a point. Wally's off doing Flash stuff in that last issue. We know that he's at the Speedster. Yeah, what would you even call it? The Eden of the Speed Force, the
Mm.
Garden of Eden almost.
Right. When you think about, okay, so she got the Hall of Justice now, which is the Hall of Order, right?
All of
She's,
order, baby.
right. She's got the Terrific Tech. She's got basically she has Supercore because it's run
She,
by Brainiac now, right?
yep, run my
She's
brain.
right.
She has that
So
Justice League outpost in the
right,
Antarctic.
right. Star Labs. Could Star Labs be next?
Probably. Like, I mean, really, with seeing how she takes Terrific Tech, you can assume she takes any meta research
Right,
facility the exact same way. Like, she's
right,
pretty much moved the goalpost on what legal research with meta stuff is,
right.
and it's given her the green light to just uh, take it.
Yep,
Yeah, she can just take it. So yeah, it's interesting. It's all coming together. I'm excited. I'm excited. I do have a couple
yep.
here that I haven't read yet, so I'm waiting. This is a 6-issue series for Rebel Moon, House of Blood Axe. It's a prequel to the films. I'm waiting to read it because it's just 6 issues, so I'm letting all 6 come out. But it just reads better. So that, and then Dune, House Carino. Wow, why am I glitching so bad?
Yeah.
Is
I thought it was
it
me.
caught up
Usually
yet?
I'm the one that
There it
glitches.
goes. Dune, House Carino. No, it just started getting laggy for some reason. But number 2, that's out. This is also going to be a miniseries. I'm waiting for it all to come out. I've got the 3 volumes of House Atreides and the House Harkonnen collection. They're all prequels to the original books written by Brian Herbert, which are also novels. So I'm assuming, much like what Dark Horse did with the original Alien and Predator run, they take the novels that exist and just make comic versions of them. So I'm going to let this all come out so I can read it collected. But man, I wanted to get these in floppies because those covers are just absolutely gorgeous, like wicked cool. I'm very interested to see some of these other houses because we hear about the great houses in the movie and stuff, but yeah, I'm ready to dive into them.
I did watch Rebel Moon Part 2.
Paul's no longer with us tonight. He succumbed to peer pressure, so he had things to do. Okay, Paul, what'd you
I,
think?
I liked it. I did.
Yeah, a lot of people were liking it a lot better than the first one.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I mean, you can definitely, I said this for the first one too. You can definitely see how this was Zack Snyder's Star Wars pitch. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, but yeah, I thought the action was good. I thought the acting was good. So the fight scenes I thought were good. There's the whole fight scene, the big finale fight scene was just was done really well. I thought. So I wanted to watch it too because I want to, and I think I said this last time. Is I know he's going to come out with his, his Zack Snyder director's edition or whatever, but um, I want to see how the extended director's edition is different than watching part one and part two together. So that's why I wanted to definitely watch part two.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I was looking at some of the Jimmy action figures earlier today. Even the Diamond Select one, it doesn't look bad at all. It just doesn't come with like the crown and the cape and stuff that he gears up with. And there's an SH something shop that has this phenomenal one with all the accessories and bells and whistles for like $75. Probably gonna end up breaking down and getting that one. I haven't even seen the second part yet, but that android looks awesome. It's really cool how they did it too. It's an actual guy in a suit, wearing a blue suit, but wearing the Jimmy pieces on top of it, so that they can like green screen out his like joints and stuff where
Yep.
they connect,
Yep.
and then Anthony Hopkins voice over it, of course, which he was given all the audio tracks before the scene, so he could listen to Anthony Hopkins play the scene
And you can
before he
tell
actually.
because if you watch the at least part two anyway, if you watch part two, you can see as he moves, the robot moves much more like a human than he does a robot.
Yeah, and also learn from some of the lore and stuff that Jimmy is actually a derogatory term for these robots. They like to be called JSs, which is their actual robotic designation. Mm-hmm. Snyder slow mo equals J.J. Abrams lens flare and Michael Bay explosions. Yo, you know what's crazy is that society has convinced a large number of people that explosions in movies is a bad thing. Blows my mind. I go to Michael Bay movies expecting explosions. I
Right.
love lens flares. It's so much better than that oversaturated wash that they did for like the early 2000s and like iRobot or Catwoman, where it's almost like a blurry wash over things. And I expect slow motion when I see a Zack Snyder movie. Ever since I saw 300, I'm like, yeah. When I saw Watch, I'm like, man, I hope there's some of that 300 fight scenes in it. I know if you've seen it, it's not nothing new to see again, but that's if you enjoy that style of choreography and cinematography and fighting and stuff like yeah, you gotta if you expect it and you enjoy it, there it is. If it's not your jam, I get it. I get it. Uh Zack Snyder's Justice League is still the greatest superhero movie outside of Superman the movie. Sorry I missed tonight. Hope you're all well. Hashtag really. It's okay, brother John. I hope you are well as well. I hope everything is working out great for you to be able to come to Heroes Con this year. I know it's not looking like you can make it, but I'm not giving up hope. We're 2 for 2, John. We're 2 for 2. I think we can get the hat trick. Honestly, I love Zack Snyder. So I do too. Dude, I'm literally wearing. I didn't even realize what I was wearing. Let's go.
Doesn't know what
But I
day it
get it. I
is.
know it's not for
Doesn't know what
everybody.
day it is. Doesn't know what he's wearing. He's just lost.
No. No, when I saw the Star Trek that J.J. Abrams did, I was speechless. Like after the opening scene alone, I was speechless. Those lens flares looked awesome. It worked in that science fiction setting and stuff. I mean, what's wrong with the lens flares? It's
Yeah.
also cool knowing that J.J. Abrams is literally sitting there drumming on the camera to get shaking effects. I mean, I love that kind of stuff. I don't know why.
Oh, I mean, the whole scene with Chris Hemsworth in the ship talking to his wife as she's giving birth.
Oh,
It's like,
what are you going to name him? Oh, that's terrible.
yeah,
Tiberius. What?
yeah,
That's terrible. And then when Pike comes and talks to him in the bar,
right.
that man, that's what got me. He's like, your father saved 600 people, and you're only the captain for 15 minutes. Let's see if you can do better. I'm like, poof. Ooh, that just hit. After that intro, it just hit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you better go, go. Such a good movie. I didn't realize it either. I don't mind the slow mo as long as it's at the right times. RM2 has some very random slow mo. Yeah, I've heard that, like the grain scene and the I'm going to get some water. I don't know. I think, and I don't know, like for me, like I definitely interpret those slow mo scenes differently. Like I saw the clip with Jaimin Hansu getting the water and looking over at our main actress, kind of giving the nod and everything. And it's almost like they're trying to slow mo that scene to like create a longer lasting piece in that moment. You know, like there's a reason that slow mo is used in scenes, and even though slow mo is just one tool, if you apply it to a different scene, it definitely means different things. It reminds me of like Lois. The first time you see Lois in Justice League, she's going to get coffee, and it's slow mo with the music playing with her going to get coffee, and then her walking with a beeline with the the Daily Planet truck going the opposite way that she's walking in slow mo, like walking away from her job or responsibilities, going to the grave of Clark. Like all of that slow mo is intentional, you know, so that you catch all this stuff because the dude has so much more detail and purpose in everything he's doing than people really notice. And that kind of film, that kind of storytelling is just not for everybody because it's not a good or bad thing. It's a taste thing. The grain scene was a waste. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. You know why? Because I'm waiting for the movie to release. Paul watched the trailer. Sounds like you watched the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I liked when McCoy made his face swell up. Yeah, to get him on the
Yeah,
Enterprise. That
yeah,
was amazing. Yes. There it is. He's here.
yeah.
I brought that up. I said the Donnie.
Hmm. You did.
I said it.
He
I didn't know
referenced the
what it meant,
Donnie. Right.
but I said it. I brought up your post and everything. Yeah, he was on cloud nine with that one. I was excited because he was excited. Yeah, I got a lot of books left here, and we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to speed through a couple of these real quick because I know everybody wants to hear about these next couple, but I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it short. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 119. Huge news. Huge news. We're in 119 issues of an ongoing title here, and it's coming to an end this past week. Power Rangers is owned by Hasbro, and they struck a deal. They licensing runs out on stuff and they have to renew licensing, or they take bids and offers from other places, and they took a deal with Playmates. Bandai, Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going with Playmates. So Saban, I guess it's Saban, right?
Yeah.
Power Rangers getting licensed out to Playmates now. So upon that announcement, they announced that they're canceling Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Luckily, it's not getting cut off abruptly. Melissa Flores has wrote a masterpiece of an event with Darkest Hour. Anybody that keeps up with Power Rangers or read Power Ranger will tell you this is the best this book has been since the Shattered Grid. And it hasn't been bad most of the time. Most of the time, it's really good, especially if you're a Ranger fan. Even if you're not, if you're just getting into it as a sci-fi thing, you would most likely enjoy it. But this event is going to be the big finale of the series. So I'm excited to see where it goes next. Power Rangers is not going away. It's just switching hands, which has happened numerous times. So I'm excited. I know that McFarlane has limited rights for some toys. He's already announced the small page punchers of 3 inches that come with a comic book. So I'm sure I'll end up getting those, giving the kids the toys, but I want the comic that's in it. But I'm excited to see what happens, how this plays out, and where we go next. But this event is fantastic. The Rangers think that they have a Hail Mary play. They're going to take the white power coin, the White Ranger's coin, which is an uncorruptible coin. That's why it was made. It used to be the Green Ranger that was corrupted by Rita. So they got the white light power that's uncorruptible. They're going to use it and infuse it into the morphing grid and try to cause an explosion reaction through the grid to try to uninfect it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and the comic will be licensed to someone else too, or maybe even back to Boom. Who knows? So
yeah, I think at this point you would need to I honestly say you need to stop this run, even if it wasn't changing lights. This run has to stop. This has to be the end. Because one thing that was cool about their Power Rangers is they evolve. The team goes to the next team, to the next team, to the next team. You don't have the original cast, more or less, even went from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Power Rangers Zeo, which, as comic readers and longtime show fans, we've been waiting for them to upgrade to the Zeo Rangers for 3 years now. Ever since this Draken New Dawn story where they brought in Zeo crystals, they explained the void where the Zeo crystals are originally from and stuff, and they're announcing that they're going there in this series. Now the bad guys want to go to the void and try to do it their last Hail Mary to get total immersion of the grid from the void. But why haven't we upgraded to Zeo Rangers? It makes no sense. So kill this, and don't necessarily kill it. Just stop this run, end it with them having to upgrade for the final battle, whatever, and then start a fresh run as Zeo Rangers. We need to do Power Rangers Zeo already, but I know that Mighty Morphin carries all the brand recognition. It just does. There's a lot of fan favorite this season, that season, this team, that team. But when it comes down to it, Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, that's the Green Ranger, the Pink Ranger. That's your core. That's your base. That's whoever. David Yost, the Blue Ranger. Those OG. Even Steve Cardina, the second Red Ranger, is huge. And what's the name? St. John, whoever, the original, those OGs are who everybody's there for. I think it's just the age thing. The OG Rangers are for the 30-something-year-olds now, and we're the ones really investing in it. So they're really having to play to us. But if you hear this, Boom, we want the Zeo Rangers. We want the Zeo Rangers. That went on longer than I intended. Avatar, issue number 3, Frontiers of Pandora. Let's go. This character named Solek. It's his journey. He's suffering from loss, total loss following the events of the first film. He's the last living member of his clan that showed up to the fight at the end. And he's trying to find himself, and he's going through these trials and stuff. He plugged into the home tree at what remained of his homeland, and he convened with his elders, and he's going on this traditional path that the first elder of his clan went on. And it's kind of like a walkabout, if you will. And he's having to confront and learn all kinds of different things. In this issue, It was the art of patience, art of stealth, art of like becoming okay with yourself and your stillness and stuff. It's a beautiful book, man. Like the philosophies that it's diving into, the story that it's telling, and it has the best colorist that I've seen in comics in years. Like the pages are just beautiful. Like it's freaking awesome. Told y'all really wanted to hear this. I'm telling you. Now I'm good with stopping at Zio. I'm good with stopping at Zio because you know what comes next, right, Esteban? You remember what was after Zio? Turbo. We don't need that. That was their terrible attempt at Transformers. They did cars. We're just going to be cars that come together to make a big robot. And the Blue Ranger is going to be a kid that he turns into a grown man when he morphs. What? It was weird. It was weird. The movie was fun though. I'm not going to lie. Because Jason David Frank and Amy J. Johnson made a cameo in it. Yeah, see, Zio, let's go. Let's go. I'm not a Power Rangers fan, but man, they have some simply amazing comic covers that I hunt. Yeah, dude, they're awesome. Yeah, it's a Discovery Constitution or Donnie, Kelvin Universe, Chris Pine, Connie in the original Connie. Do you speak that language, Paul? I know what the Kelvin Universe is. I know
Yeah.
what a Chris Pine is.
You know what a Chris Pine is? They grow in Hollywood, I believe. Chris Pines. I have never
Yeah,
actually really
if you water
done
them.
the Donnie or the Connies or anything like that. I'm not necessarily an online Star Trek guy, but
Discovery Constitution is the Donnie. That's the nickname for the Discovery Constitution. Is that sound familiar? Discovery Constitution. Oh my God, you're getting all
yes.
messed. Okay, I stopped watching it Power Rangers Turbo because I didn't like the kid. There it is. See, I'm not alone. Not alone. All right, next up, I'm going to go through these fast again. Dick Tracy, #1, brand new series. Someone Segoria, someone Morksey. Dude, this book was amazing. Like the art, the style, the tone, it was like very of its time, but very modern style story. It starts off with a pretty much a lawyer talking to what is like a he's not like a comptroller, but like those commissioners, like a city commissioner kind of fellow.
Mm-hmm.
They get iced, they get whacked in a diner. They mow down the whole diner. It's very violent, very adult. Dick Tracy's on the scene. He's a larger than life character that the beat cops are. Some of them look up to him, and some of them think that he's all full of hot air. But he's on the scene. You know, you got the dame, you got him working the case, and some of the iconic Dick Tracy rogues are teased in it as like some heavy hitter villains that are unbeknownst to him at the start of this story. It's fantastic. Mad Cave book. This is the first time I'm pulling a Mad Cave book I can think of. I know they've done a handful of titles that have gotten some recognition, like that King Arthur book.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? One called Camelot. They did some kind of Arthur book that was like real popular for a while, some years back. That's all I remember them from. Did they do Canto as well?
I thought IDW did Kanto.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I highly recommend this one if you're a Dick Tracy fan, or if you're like a detective style fan. Ultimate Spider-Man issue #4. Terrible. I know people are excited about. There it is, Nottingham. I know
Nottingham.
people are excited about this book. I am too. I'm getting it. I'm happy to have a good Spider-Man book. This issue was terrible. It's just Peter and MJ sitting at a table with Harry and Gwen Stacy just talking. That was it. Nothing happened in that book whatsoever. It was terrible. As always, May Parker was the best part of it, and she was only in one panel. She's like, Grandpa, can we get him to go yet? Talking about J. Jonah Jameson. She's awesome. May is fantastic. I'm still excited for the series, still hopeful for it. Now, like Paul said, man, I got to remember to get that
Ultimate Universe #1.
Ultimate Universe #1. I even talked to
The
my buddy
reprint.
John at the shop. He's like, yeah, it's kind of like how Secret Invasion led into Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Universe is going to lead into the Ultimate. So I'm like, God, I guess I got to get it. Then I'm like, maybe I'll just trade read it. That's what I told myself, but I don't want to just trade. I want to know what's going on. I'm going to get lost. Dr. Doom's in it. That's really exciting too. I want to see this Ultimate Universe as Dr. Doom. Happy to hear about Dick Tracy or D Tracy because they're friends. About to read it. Very cool. Yeah, but Ultimate Spider-Man, maybe #5 will be great. We'll see. All in all, I think the series is good, not great. I think we've all been starved for so long for a good Spider-Man story, they were calling this one good. Or we're calling it great or fantastic or awesome when it's just good. There's nothing wrong with being just good. Just good will sell copies. Then you throw in a great issue every now and then. I'm waiting for that great issue though. I'm still excited for it.
I think Mad Cave is also doing Flash Gordon, I believe, right, with Jeremy Adams.
I'll be picking that up too. There'll be the first issue of that will drop Saturday for free comic book day.
Yes, they are. Yep, and then the first issue comes out in July.
Nice. I honestly don't like the idea of Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy being alive. I love the idea. Love it. Because that's the part that's different about it. You know what I mean? That's what we get different about it. If we gotta do some stuff different, we'll see. First issue had me, then slowly let me down. Yeah. You only get 2 more before volume 1 is done. Mark, God, well, they better do something because they haven't done nothing yet. They haven't even done like a compelling origin for him. I don't know. There's really nothing to it. If you look back on it, what's happened? Nothing. Nothing's happened. How many issues have you read up to issue 3 yet?
Yes, I read the first 3 issues, and issue 4 should come next Saturday. So
yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad, but they're not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, that you expect in a Spider-Man story, even one in the Ultimate Universe that we really haven't seen yet. Feels like there's been a lot of talking.
Yeah, and they have checked some boxes. I love the May stuff. I can't say that enough. Like when he comes on and she catches them in the suit, and the conversation with May is great. I like him. Actually, that the one time we get him being Spider-Man on the roof, like messing with the shocker, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good moments. And then I keep hearing this Riz word. What does this mean? No Riz. What is Riz? Is that like pizzazz?
No. I knew what it was, and now
we got to get out our Urban Dictionary again.
We do.
Keep up with what these kids are talking about. All right, well, we figure out what
charisma. It stands for charisma.
Okay. There we go.
I believe, anyway.
It has some Riz. The typical Marvel title starts strong, and then it just disappoints you. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Charisma, baby! Oh, man. Duke number 5, the finale to our first Energon G.I. Joe book wrapped up this week as well. Oh, man. This dude, it's like reading a Rick Flag comic. This guy's got no quit in him. This turned out to be... you haven't read this, have you?
No. That's fine. Go.
It's a big knockdown, drag-out fight. It's just a big fight. And it's not between a lot of people, Duke Conrad confronts Destro. Destro tries to bring him into the fold. We see one of Destro's first little robotic shock trooper kind of things, and they're so confident, this Duke isn't going to join him, so they go walking for it, kill him, and next thing you know, he literally beats the shit out of this robot to the point of dismantling it. It was awesome. It was awesome. He doesn't know who to trust anymore. Destro telling him lies, or Hawk that has told him this, that, and the third. He doesn't know who to believe. He just knows that this robot killed his friend, and no one's claiming the robot. By the end of it, Hawk had to point out that we had to play everything close to the vest. We knew about this, and we want you to help. We're heading back to the base of operations, the nest. Isn't that it? The nest?
Yes.
Yeah. We go back to the nest, and he's like, yo, we've been trying to vet people and put together a team, and we want you on it. So it was basically the formation of the Energon Universe G.I. Joe team proper. Beforehand, these are just military personnel. I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? These aren't the late in their years functioning G.I. Joe. This is just decorated pilot and service member Duke Conrad that went AWOL on a one-man mission to get answers. And now we're forming the G.I. Joe in the last issue. That was Riz. This book had Riz, fellas. Issue 4 is establishing our characters in this universe. We just got Green Goblin Harry, and we also got Shocker already. Plus, if you paid attention to the conversation Peter and Harry were having while Gwen and MJ weren't around, something big is coming. Yeah, but that something big is Harry making a play on Wilson Fisk. It's kind of already there. He's going to make a play on Wilson Fisk, and then they're going to show you the secret benefactor to Wilson Fisk as the the catch to this volume 1 that'll make you want to read the next volume. And then eventually they'll show you that the person that's running Wilson Fisk is probably pulling Harry strings all along, and he doesn't know, and he gets mad and makes some bad decisions, and Peter can't stand with him. They're going to have to fight each other over it. And the stuff writes itself.
Wow. I'm dropping
Penguin. Issue number 9. My least favorite issue out of the whole thing. It was still a banger of an issue. Oswald's back in town. That was the issue. Too much Batman in it.
Too much Batman and a Penguin issue.
Batman in it. That's why this book's been so strong. It's showcasing Penguin, and showcasing all these aspects and stuff that we don't normally get to see of the Bird Boy, showing how dangerous he is, how maniacal he is, how precise he is with all this stuff, and how scary he is to anybody that he's around. And in this issue, we get a lot of Batman reacting to Penguin being in town, trying to really is Penguin causing these deaths, pulling these strings, doing these things, or is it his kids? Penguin's back. It has to be him, but everything's pointing to the kids. Everybody he interrogates, points in the Penguin. All the evidence points in the Penguin, and he cannot wrap his head around the fact that maybe Oz isn't doing all this. Maybe it is his piece of crap kids, when in reality, it is Oz. Because to be a formidable Batman villain, you have to be a formidable Batman villain. And that's what they've done with Penguin, which I think is great. So the issue served a purpose. It was a good issue, but it was my least favorite. If all of these have been, none of these issues have been less than a green. This one just was the lower green, while the rest have been green. DC, you can never get enough Batman. To be fair, they started us into this series with a little bit in the future with Penguin and Batman both beat the hell up, bleeding to death, sitting side by side in a sinking bat boat. And they're dying when it says some time ago, and takes us into our story. So we have to get back to Batman. And he was in the flashback ones too, to look at how they operated and worked together when Oz was coming into his own as just that bartender at the Iceberg Lounge and beating Intel, knocking off his competition and stuff. But yeah, at this point we have to have Batman in the story, but still Penguin is the draw. Penguin is the draw for this book, bar none.
And it will probably end right as the Max series is coming out.
The Max series. Oh yeah, the TV show. Man, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be good. You got any more?
I have some more stuff, but nothing that I've read. I bought some more things, but I haven't read them yet.
What'd you pick up? See your haul.
Same thing you had.
I haven't read that yet either. That's the only one I didn't get to.
And then actually the only other one that I have, but I'll talk about it on my show, on my channel.
Yeah. Be sure to check out the DC Deep Dive every Monday at 10 a.m. on Sector 2815. We're diving into Power Girl, which is a House of Brainiac tie-in, as well as the backup story in last week's Green Lantern, which is a Guy Gardner story tying into House of Brainiac. Keep up with all your DC Comics events at DC Comics Deep Dive. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Who's the next guest? Oh, snap, dude. You're... As soon as you said it. Golly, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at remembering things this late at night. All right. Next week is the Legion Loot drawing for the channel member monthly Legion Loot. And inside this month's monthly Legion Loot, we have some, there's always going to be a John Jang book in them. It just has to be. We have the Beast World John Jang variant featuring Alan Scott. And wasn't it Zoom? Yeah, it was Zoom. Yeah, Zoom. Super cool. We have this beautiful David Nakayama Gwenverse. This Lucio Perillo Ghost Rider. Some of these are featured books from Big Time Collectibles. And then we have this Wicked Harley Quinn 2021 Derek Chu. And then we have this X-Men 17 Mercado Cyclops variant. Because, X-Men 97 is the hottest thing since sliced bread right now. And that is a dope cover. And because of the X-Men love, we had to get that Gambit #1 because since the last time we did a Legion Loot, I think he's no longer with us.
Correct.
But that's issue #1 of his ongoing series. Little key comic book there. And then it wasn't last month. Y'all voted for Jubilee, but I got another copy. So we're giving away X-Men 282, the first appearance of Bishop, featured character from the series. So that'll be in there. And then X-Men Annual number 114, featuring Ahab there on the cover, but most notably, the first appearance of Gambit. And if you think it's a cameo, this is a raw copy. you get to open it and you get to count all 13 times he appears in it. 13. First appearance Gambit. Not the first intended, but it's how it fell. And just if you're a channel member, you might know this one's coming, but I showed it in the video that'll be coming out Wednesday. If you're a channel member, there's always content available early for you on the page. Be sure to check out the community tab or the top of the page if you're on a mobile device. But the 80-page giant for Geiger #1, which is the first appearance of Redcoat. So this is an overbound, squarebound with this freaking awesome cover featuring Geiger and Barney. And then we actually showed it earlier on the stream, but the slab for this one will be the Flash 123. This is the 2022 reprint in the CGC 9.8.
Nice.
Which is the technical first appearance of the multiverse in comics period ever. This is the invention of the multiverse in Flash 123. They really dive into it in Justice League, but this is where it all stems from, is these two characters from the Golden Age and the Silver Age existing at the same time and meeting each other for the first time. It's the first time it ever happens in comics. It was in Flash 123. Very, very expensive book, and this is just a fun one for the collection piece. I picked this one up from local shop ABX Comics and Games. I'm like, yeah, let's get some Flash love in there. The Flash of two worlds. So that will draw for the winner next Sunday night. And then, of course, like I mentioned, there'll probably be some more stuff in there because next Saturday is free comic book day. Don't forget to get out if you're in the area at all. Remember, Augusta Book Exchange will be hosting Irene S., who has worked on Deadpool, Silk, and is currently doing her own book called Fiendish. And she'll be there with her interior artist and Augusta local Michael Rushbrook doing an exclusive Fiendish signing. So be sure to get by there. There's other creators, locals, crafters, all kinds of stuff. Plus, when you're in town, you can stop by Top Dog Comics, Dead Media Collectibles, Second and Charles. Hit them all, support them all. These shops are here for us. Let's get out for them on Free Comic Book Day. That's what it's all about. Hope everybody gets the opportunity. Paul, how many shops are you hitting on Free Comic Book Day?
I'm going to try to get to at least 4.
Wow. All Coliseum, or do you have other ones?
A couple Coliseum, but then there are 2 other ones that are local.
Very cool. Well, I hope you have a fantastic time. I hope everybody in the chat has a fantastic time. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. It helps with the eternal battle against the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free to do and greatly helpful. Be sure to check out my YouTube shorts. 2 weeks ago, I did Green Lantern Week. Last week, I did Justice League Week and built Plastic Man. This week is going to be Batman Week. I've got some built-up Batman stuff from different feature films. I'm very excited to open. They've been here for months now, and I haven't got into them yet.
Looking forward to that.
I am too. So that's going to do it tonight. Everybody have a good night. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.